You can make a lot of money sports betting, and in this video, I'm going to be taking you through one of my favorite sports betting tools for making money, right? This video is about data-driven sports betting, how to make money. 99.9% of sports bettors, they trust their heart, they trust their emotions and their gut, right? They all lose money. That's why sportsbooks are in business, because most people, they're not following data, they're following their gut, they're following their heart, they're following their emotions. So in this video, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite tools. It's called an odds screen. And what this tool allows you to do is, because every sportsbook, they all try to set lines independently, it allows you to compare odds across the entire market. So we're going to take a look at an example with Demar Derozan. I found a really amazing example with Demar Derozan in showing you how you can find value and make money with the OddsJam odds screen. Using this sports betting tool is extremely easy to do. So currently you can see I have NBA player points pulled up, but whatever market you want to look at in the NBA, whatever sport you want to look at, you can pull up. You want to look at NHL lines, whatever, pull it up. For this example, I'm looking at NBA player points. You can also do things like filter for specific sportsbooks. You don't want to see FanDuel, filter it out under your sportsbooks tab. But basically, when we're using the odds screen, we are like a day trader, right? We're looking for value in the market. Again, all these sportsbooks, they want to set lines independently. They want to be unique. So what you're looking for are inefficiencies in the market. You're looking for discrepancies, right? This is called the OddsJam odds screen. So what you're going to notice is for Gary Trent, so this is an NBA game tomorrow, we have the Bulls versus the Raptors, is what you're going to notice is all of the sports books, they have Gary Trent's line at 12.5 points. The average line, the average odds are right here. So all sports books, right, you can scan through the entire market. Every single sports book, they all have Gary Trent's line at 12.5 points. There's no discrepancies in the market. There's no value. There's no sports book that's slipping up, right? So you don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. When you're using the screen, you're looking for discrepancies. And what you're going to notice is it's the same for Fred VanVleet. All books have roughly the same odds. They're all roughly at 18.5 points. There's no value. But for Derozan, you're going to see a pretty big discrepancy. Some books have his line at 21.5 points. Some books have his line at 22. Some books have his line at 22.5 points. 21.5, 22, 22.5. So if you look at PrizePicks, they have Derozan's line at 22.5. Underdog Fantasy has his line at 21.5. So of course, if you want to bet on Derozan to go over, in points, you should bet that on Underdog Fantasy. Why would you bet over 22.5 points if you can get over 21.5 points on Underdog Fantasy, right? So if we switch back to the screen, you're going to notice Underdog Fantasy is a point lower than PrizePicks. So if you want to take Derozan's over, you should be betting at the lower number. You should be betting this on Underdog Fantasy over 21.5. And I know these differences between 21.5 and 22.5, they seem relatively small, but if Derozan has exactly 22 points, if he has exactly 22 points, you're going to win your over on Underdog Fantasy, and you're going to lose your over. If he has exactly 22 points, you're going to cash over 21.5, but not over 22.5. And I say this all the time, but all of my profit, on Underdog Fantasy, it's from finding inefficiencies in the market, from finding value, right? I don't bet with my gut. I follow the data. I look for spots like this where PrizePicks and Underdog Fantasy have different lines from one another that we can take advantage of. And at the same time, if you want to take the under for Derozan, you should be taking the under on PrizePicks, right? You'd rather bet under 22.5 as opposed to under 21.5. So as a sharp bettor, it's critical to follow the market, follow the data, and make sure that you're always getting the best possible line, right? 21.5 versus 22.5 makes all the difference long term in terms of your profit on Underdog Fantasy.